All right, folks, welcome to Real Man Can. This week, I'll give you an update on the garden, let you know how everything's doing up on top. The loofahs and so on, not really coming up yet. And then Kim and I are gonna start hitting the West Garden pretty hard. We're gonna get as much planted as we can. So, let's get started. Okay, the wind is hit or miss, just like before. Here it comes again. But you should see the fog. It looks awesome. Check that out. The mountain is almost completely gone. That is cool. There used to be a mountain there at one point. So now we're gonna go down and talk about the strawberries for a bit. Okay, there are June-bearing strawberries and everbearing. Everbearing strawberries give you strawberries throughout the season. They don't give you as many at once normally. Then June bearing gives you a full bumper crop right around June time frame, and that's more for jams and canning different things with them. Everbearing, in my opinion, is more just for like snacks. Come out to the garden, have a snack while you're playing around in the garden. So I'll take a look now. Okay, here is our strawberry bed. We had, well, strawberry and asparagus bed. All of these are asparagus that are going crazy to feed the ones that have not broken the surface yet. Now, the strawberries are just, I have no idea what kind this one is, but it's just awesome. Little light on the bottom side. So I'm gonna wait, probably this afternoon I'll pick that one. And there are several. I mean, we've just filled our pockets yesterday. That's why there aren't that many. That one's a little light, but we have quite a few. And we have a lot that haven't even started blushing yet. There we go. It's a little bitty one. So yeah, we have so many this year that we can just let them go until they're actually ripe. Last year, we didn't get half this amount. Plus, the birds got at them for a little while, and then the bugs did. And then at the end of the year, it was the pill bugs. Pill bugs are just almost unstoppable. So I cleaned the bed out completely. Hopefully that will take care of it. So far, it's kept them at bay, so we are getting some. Now let's check out the Swiss chard. We didn't plant any Swiss chard this year, and we have all of that. Plus, it's growing down into the walkway. You can see it right over there next to the strawberry bed.
We haven't planted Swiss chard in 5 years.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, 5 years. I didn't realize it had been that long. So here are the potatoes just coming in. Haven't planted those this year. Didn't plant that onion. And we've already picked some onions. More potatoes over there. And let's see, garlic was planted 2 years ago. And, oh look, there's Swiss chard again. Oh, and I almost missed the garlic scape right here. That's the seed pod of the garlic. You really need to pull them because otherwise it will affect the flavor of the garlic, because all of the energy will try to go to the seed instead of into the garlic. We haven't planted garlic in how long? 2 years?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been at least 2 years that we planted garlic.
So
and
we must have left a clove in the ground.
Yeah, we probably did. And those are probably flowers. Not sure. Came up from last year.
I think there's zinnias.
Oh, okay. So later we're going to be planting more tomatoes and eggplant. Oh, check out the green stalks. These are green stalks. Really cool because, you know, you can just turn them to check them out, water them up here, and then it goes down to all of the individual cups or pods. And then we have a few things growing. What is this?
It's chard.
Oh, so we have chard here.
Parsley.
And parsley down there.
And there's a bunch of seeds that are coming up.
Ah.
That is cilantro.
Okay.
This is a nasturtium. And then there's a bunch of mystery seeds in all of the pods.
Yeah. Yeah, Kim planted all of this. All right, folks, we're back in the garden. Kim started using straw over on the corn, and we realized that the birds were not getting the straw or the corn at all. Meanwhile, the birds got all of my pumpkin seeds, squash seeds that I planted. So I'm using her concept and putting straw down. A nice layer of straw all the way down. In fact, she's continuing down on what she just planted. I can get you there. It wasn't filming. Hey Kim, you want to tell what you're doing down there?
I'm just mulching with a thin layer of straw to hopefully keep the birds out. Follow me. We planted purple whole pea seeds underneath our apple trees. This one we put chop and drop stuff over it. No birds have dug any holes. This one we didn't, and there are no purple whole seeds in there anymore. So I did some chop and drop. We need to plant some more purple whole seeds there. I think that the curved-bill thrashers just don't like obstructions. Peat moss makes soil light and fluffy if you're starting seeds, and it also holds on to water, so I'm mixing some peat moss in with my mushroom compost. Honestly, we buy mushroom compost because it's the cheapest compost available, and then by lightening it with the peat moss, I think it'll do a better job. Right there. I'm planting peppers. I'm trying. I have a half hour before I get ready for work. And if you'll notice, I'm staggering them in the row and they're kind of close together. That's because peppers like to touch shoulders. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. One sweet hot pepper, the rest are bell peppers. And then I'm gonna put eggplant for the rest of the row. And eggplant don't like to touch shoulders, so I do space them out more like tomatoes, 2 to 3 feet a piece. Okay, and down here we're doing Roma tomatoes. And they need to be how far apart? 2 to 3 feet. Cool. Awesome. And of course, there's Fred. Say hi, Fred. Now, don't forget, you have to get the roots a jump start on spreading out and growing. So Kim likes to call it tickling the roots. But just kind of squeeze them, loosen them up before you plant them. So we like to use this when we plant, a little sprinkling into the hole, and then about what is this, a quarter cup? I think that's a third of a cup, maybe a quarter cup.
Okay.
And just like half of that. I'm gonna go inside and soak some more purple whole peas and corn so that I can plant them tomorrow. They sprout faster when they're plump, so that's why I'm doing that.
Okay, and we just finished planting some tomatoes here. Kim finished her row down at the end. I need to put some straw around it. We've got an eggplant. Now, the straw in this case, it's not to protect the plant from the birds, it's to keep moisture, hold moisture to it. And we're only planting 2 Romas. We're gonna plant more. I'm just planning to do Romas. Kim, did you plan to do any other tomato?
Yeah, we have indeterminate tomatoes in the front bed, and it's Mr. Stripey and German Queen.
Okay, and the difference between indeterminate and determinate?
Indeterminate keeps on growing until the frost kills it or bugs kill it. Determinate is it grows tomatoes in flushes, and that's what it's called, a sauce tomato, because one picking should be enough for a pot of sauce.
So, forgot what I was going to say. Totally forgot. Okay. Oh, Romas, what I found last year when we were making salsa and canning different things, if they peel really easy, and that's one thing I like about them. They're really easy to work with, easy to grow. Just, I like them overall. Well, for those tomatoes, I like the little cherry tomatoes. Kim's got one that she doesn't know the name of, so she's calling it Brown Delicious. Yeah. Okay, a couple things I want to point out. You see that the soaker hoses are on top of the ground. I prefer it that way. I don't want for those to be buried. I like to take them up every year to clean out the garden and then put them back down. One thing we did do is we moved things. I think down here we had peppers, now we have tomatoes. Up here we're having peppers this year. I think we had tomatoes. I don't remember what we had, but we're moving stuff around. Certain plants put nutrients back into the ground, so we like to move them around to just keep the soil healthy. All right, now I'm gonna set them to water for about a half an hour, all 3 rows. And yeah, I've just got a timer set up. Makes it really easy. Don't have to focus on it or set a reminder to come back out. And it looks like we might get some rain, but I don't know, 1/4 of an inch on brand new plants doesn't really go very far. So yeah, I'm gonna water for about a half an hour. Oh, watch out for the weeds, of course. Now, see how that's spraying a little bit? That's okay. A little bit's okay, because going up to the higher beds, it's a longer hose, so we may lose pressure going uphill in that distance. So I'm gonna have enough pressure up there. Having a little bit too much down here is okay. Anything that has seeds is gonna run for 15 minutes every day. Anything that has plants, like the tomatoes that we planted, starts with eggplant, things like that, and the peppers, that I'm gonna water for half an hour every other day. So that's where we stand. I'll keep you posted. So I'm gonna put some straw down. I'm gonna mulch these just to keep the moisture in. Okay, this is why I like living here. Wild horses just roam free. This fence, as you can see, is just decorative. And this is the reason that we have to have a fence around the garden, to keep these guys out. Okay, covered in weeds, just finished weed eating. Got it nice and clean. We've been pulling weeds, and we drilled it.
Weeds are bad this year.
Yeah, they are bad, but that's because the moisture's been good. So here you go. Yeah, my niece Amanda just told me that they got a farm up in Illinois. I don't know where exactly. Here you go. So yeah, now we've got the garden going. A few more things to plant. And now we're just relaxing. The wind died down, nice and calm out here. Just identified what was it? Blackberry as a grape. Came up and, wow, that sure looks like a grape. And yeah, sure enough, the tag says St. Teresa grape.
Yeah, St. Teresa grape.
Yeah, so we're having a grapevine now. Okay, well, that's it. Until next time. Say bye.
Bye-bye.
Oh, say bye, Freddie.